Welcome to another tutorial. My name is Devon McNeil and I'm about to show you how to set up an FTP server using FileZilla server. So before we can begin, if you don't have the FileZilla server installed on your computer, you can go over to the website, which is FileZilla project, filezilla-project.org, and we could download the FileZilla server and download the FileZilla client if you like. So let's begin. In order to set up an FTP server with FileZilla server, you need to have a directory folder first. So we're going over to Start. I'm going to My Computer. We're going to double click on the C drive. I'm going to create a folder here. I'm going to name my folder Server. I will name it Client Server FTP. In this folder, I'm also going to put a text document. Let's say the document will be client. I'm going to give this text document some information. So let's say hello. Good. I'm going to click save. Our next step is to launch our FileZilla server. Our host will stay as a loopback address and our port will stay at default as well. So I'm just going to click connect. I'm going to expand this. Now we're going to create a user. So we're going to edit. I'm going to click users. We're going to add a user. The username I'm going to use is client. I'm going to click OK. Going over to the password, I'm also going to give the user a password, which would be 123. Our next step is to go over to share folder and we're going to add a directory. So we're going to click add, expand our C drive, and we're going to double click on the folder that we're going to select the folder that we just created and we're going to click OK. We're also going to give this user some roles, so the user could read, write, and delete. It can create and also delete. We're going to click OK. Our next step is to go to our command prompt. So I'm going to type in CMD for short. I'm going to click OK, click on it. I'm going to put it to the right of my computer. And I'm going to type in ipconfig. I'm going to look for our IP version 4 address, which is 192.168.0.19. I'm going over to my browser. And I'm going to add a new tab. And in the search bar, I'm going to type in FTP, my IP version 4 address, which was 192.168.0.19. And I'm also going to put 21 at the end. So we're going to click enter. We're going to type in the username that the user credential that we just created. So this was client and the password was 123. I'm going to click sign in. This is the text document that we just created, so we're just going to click on it just to make sure. And we're going to double click on it now. And as you can see, hello, I'm good. Now, if you was outside a network and want to come into this computer, you'll have to use your public IP address for this tutorial. But for this tutorial, the way how my network is set up, my public IP, it wouldn't read this page. This page wouldn't pop up if I change this to my public IP address. But for example, I would go onto the internet. And I might type what is my public IP address version 4. You could find it on almost any website. So I'm going to use this website, www.showmyIPaddress. And it's going to tell me my public IP address. I'm going to copy this IP address. And I'm going to replace it with my private IP address. and it's the same process as before, 21, and you would click enter. However, as I said, we have my network is set up, it wouldn't load. So that's come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching.